For some odd reason, here in Texas in the middle of August, it's only like 80-something degrees because it's raining. But I'm still going to take advantage of that and work on the Stude. So I got my cool little cover I got from Lowe's. I want to show you guys what the previous owners have done to the car. So as you can tell, these spark plug wires are fairly new. Now the cap, rotor points, who knows. Also, the radiator hoses, upper and lower, are also new-ish. The radiator does hold water all the way to the top, which is good. If you look down here, you have a fuel pump and a fuel filter, which are both new as well. Very good things. And then last but not least, it's got a fairly new battery from February of 2016. So all these things I do not have to pay for, which is awesome. When I loaded up the car in the trailer to bring it home, it died, and it turns out the battery is completely dead because somebody had left the headlights on. So I went ahead and charged this battery up, and I realized I haven't made any kind of video of the car running at all. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for you before I go ahead and take that carburetor off to get rebuilt. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to start. It hasn't been ran in a week, so who knows. Fingers crossed, this will actually work. I don't think it's going to, but you never know. Because the reason why is because when I bought it, they sprayed inside the carburetor with some starting fluid to get it to go. Let's just see what it does. Not surprised. Same kind of issue with the Mercury. There's probably a rubber diaphragm in here. This accelerator pump. Sounds like it's spraying in there though. Let's try it again. So that's a weird noise, isn't it? So as you saw from the back, there's no smoke or anything like that, or at least not much. I mean, it runs, but it barely runs. So it's gonna need, full electrical tune-up. It has that fuel filter, but it probably could use some clean gas. And of course, the carburetor. Oh my goodness, that carburetor needs rebuilt. There's probably something wrong with the linkage. Is that when I push down on with my foot, it doesn't squirt any gas down the barrel of the carburetor. So yeah, we're just gonna have to work on it. I don't feel like it's missing. It runs fairly smooth, but I'm still gonna pull spark plugs and stuff. What I want to do next is go ahead and take all the spark plugs out. Now, spark plugs for this car are about $2 a piece, but what I'm wondering is, since these spark plug wires are so new, maybe the spark plugs themselves are new as well. So that would be hopefully $20 I don't have to spend. So what I'm doing is what I do whenever I take spark plugs out. I label all of my spark plug wires so they go back exactly the way they were on the car. Now, I'm sure I don't know if the cylinders on a Studebaker are labeled like they are on a Chevy, but on a Chevy it's 1357 on one side and 2468 on the other. And I've only done this to make sure that spark plug wires go back where they're supposed to go. This doesn't necessarily mean that's the correct cylinder or blah blah blah. But I just want to take out all the spark plugs. I want to look at them, hopefully clean them, and then reinstall them. I don't think I have a miss, but again, it's just one thing I want to check. Well, they're new. That's wiggly. You guys see that? So this is why I never trust anybody else. Look at this. I can just unthread that. Just like that. Well, they're black. They don't look too bad. I mean, the electrode looks good. It doesn't look like it's hitting anything, so. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's black, but that's okay. Does anybody have a good way to clean spark plugs out? So what I'm looking for is like mechanical damage. Any kind of head gasket issue, but I don't think there is going to be any. Again, just black. Again, just black. And just black. They're not even wet. They're just black. That's it. There's a bunch of heater hoses down here. You know, I'm thinking this is going to be a water-cooled transmission. Luckily, none of these are loose. This one's a little wet. This one also is a little wet. That's a little wet. Yep. All the spark plugs look good. I mean, I don't see a reason to replace them. I will clean them, but other than that, I don't think there's reason to. Since the wires are new and the plugs look decent, I put the plugs back because it's raining and I don't want much moisture to get in there. So I'm going to pop off this cap just to see what it looks like underneath. Because I'm a perfectionist and I can't just leave well enough alone, I'm assuming I didn't replace anything. Alright, so that rotor does kind of look toasty. The cap as well could probably be replaced. Looks like there was water in it at some point. Now the points, on the other hand, we have to go on the other side and take a look at those. The points look fairly new. I'm sorry, this is really hard to film. They look okay. I'm not going to mess with the points. I might adjust the dwell, but I think a new cap and rotor are in question. Now here's a... That's probably not a vacuum leak. That probably goes to the air breather or something like that. But next what we're going to do is we're going to take this carburetor off. The more I work on this Studebaker, the more simple it is. So you have a choke line here. The hot air operates your choke. You have a fuel line right here. You have your throttle linkage here, and you have your vacuum advance right here, and then the 4 bolts and the carb comes off. I mean, it's the more I work on it, the more simple it is. 4 connections and 4 bolts later, ta-da! Ooh, ooh, leaking gas all over me. We'll put you down. Huh. Yeah, I doubt that gasket was doing anything. Completely shot. That looks way original. Looking down in there, wish I had a light, but it doesn't look too bad in person. I got the oil filter cap off. It was stuck on. I just spilled that crap everywhere. I'm assuming because the car's on the driveway on a slant. But it leaked all down the valley. It's going to leak down the back, and it's going to make a huge mess. But I did get it off. And that looks gross. So that looks just like maybe the top. And the filter's inside of it, but some really gross stuff in there. There's a filter in there. Looks like it's made of paper. There we go. Okay, that's what, the middle? I have no idea. This is a lot different than the one on my Cadillac, maybe because it's an aftermarket oil filter. It's pretty gross. Is this a roll of toilet paper? That's what this is? Oh my gosh. Really? That's a roll of toilet paper. Is it supposed to run on that? That's amazing. That's disgusting too. That's straight up a roll of toilet paper. Look at this. I can't get it out. No, it's making a huge mess. At least that's what it looks like. It might be an old style filter, but I'm going to get the new style because that's gross.